Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com in the fourth week of September 2024. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any newspaper in America and beyond. Voice actor David Graham died September 20th, 2024 at the age of 99. He voiced iconic British TV characters like the Daleks from Doctor Who and Grandpa Pig from Peppa Pig. He is also being remembered for providing the voices of several characters in the classic marionette TV show Thunderbirds. Graham was a Royal Air Force veteran of World War II. Actress Kathryn Crosby died September 20th, 2024 at her home in Hillsborough, California. She died of natural causes at the age of 90. She was the wife of superstar actor and crooner Bing Crosby for the last 20 years of his life, appearing on his annual Christmas TV specials with him and their 3 children. Crosby is also being remembered for appearing in such movies as Anatomy of a Murder, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, and Rear Window. Football player Eugene Mercury Morris died September 21st, 2024 at the age of 77. He was a running back for the Miami Dolphins in the 1970s, including during their legendary 1972 perfect season. Morris is being remembered for helping the Dolphins to victory at 2 Super Bowls and for being a 3-time Pro Bowl pick. A note to remember, sometimes personal information, such as someone's cause of death, is not announced immediately by their family or the authorities. When a cause of death has not been officially confirmed, we do not report on rumors. Every family has a right to their privacy. Actress and singer Cleo Sylvestre died September 20th, 2024 at the age of 79. She was well known on the British stage and screen for roles in Crossroads, All Creatures Great and Small, Doctor Who, and many others. Sylvestre is also being remembered as the first woman ever to sing with the Rolling Stones. They were the backing band on her 1964 single, To Know Him Is to Love Him. Private investigator J.J. Arms died September 19, 2024 at the age of 92. He was a legend in his field whose high-profile cases included the kidnapping of Marlon Brando's son in 1972. Arms is being remembered for his 2 prosthetic hands and for the action figure in his likeness which also had detachable hands. Dr. John A. Clements died September 3, 2024 at his home in Tiburon, California at the age of 101. His research into human lung function helped him discover the cause of neonatal respiratory distress syndrome, or RDS, which was once highly fatal and took the lives of thousands of newborns every year. He is being remembered not only for identifying the cause of RDS, but also for developing a treatment that has saved the lives of countless babies. Clement was a U.S. Army veteran who served in the 1940s and 50s. Author Elias Khoury died September 15, 2024 in Beirut. He died after a period of declining health at the age of 76. He was known for his award-winning novel Gate of the Sun, as well as for such books as Little Mountain and The Kingdom of Strangers. Khoury is also being remembered as a teacher and as an activist for Lebanese and Palestinian causes. TV broadcaster and naturalist Tony Soper died September 18, 2024 at the age of 95. He co-founded the BBC Natural History Unit and went on to present many British nature programs, including Discovering Birds, Wild Track, and Animal Magic. Soper is being remembered for inspiring a love for the natural world in generations of children. Musician and composer Benny Golson died September 21, 2024 in New York City at the age of 95. He was a jazz saxophonist whose work helped define the sound of hard bop. Golson is being remembered for composing songs that are now jazz standards, performed and recorded by greats like John Coltrane, Count Basie, and Miles Davis. Former Governor Dan Evans died September 20th, 2024 at the age of 98. He was a three-term governor of Washington State in the 1960s and 70s. Evans created the nation's first Department of Ecology, which inspired the Federal Environmental Protection Agency. He is also being remembered for serving as a Republican U.S. Senator in the 1980s. Evans was a U.S. Navy veteran of World War II and the Korean War. Radio and TV host Chris Serle died in September 2024 at the age of 81. He was well known in the UK for TV shows like That's Life, Windmill, and In at the Deep End. Serle is being remembered for introducing computers to a generation of viewers in the early 80s series The Computer Program. Olympian Otis Davis died September 14, 2024 in North Bergen, New Jersey at the age of 92. He won 2 gold medals at the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, including a tight race in the 400-meter dash that came down to a photo finish. He is also being remembered for working as a coach and a teacher after his victory at the Olympics. Davis was a U.S. Air Force veteran of the Korean War. Sports announcer Al McCoy died September 21, 2024 at the age of 91. He was the play-by-play announcer for the Phoenix Suns for 51 years, from 1972 until his retirement just last year, longer than any other sportscaster in NBA history. McCoy is being remembered as the voice of the Suns, whose colorful catchphrases and knowledge of the game made him a fan favorite. Dancer, choreographer, and singer Cat Glover died September 24, 2024, at the age of either 60 or 62, according to differing sources. She was best known for her work with Prince. She choreographed his You Got the Look video, toured with him in the 80s as a dancer, and performed the signature rap on his song Alphabet Street. Glover is also being remembered for her winning streak on TV's Star Search in the 80s as half of the dancing duo Pat and Cat. Musician Freddie Salem died September 23, 2024, of complications from cancer at the age of 70. He was the guitarist for the southern rock band Outlaws, writing songs for the band like Falling Rain and White Horses. Salem is also being remembered for his later work with The Gods and as the leader of Freddie Salem and Lone Wolf. Actor, singer, and dancer Adrian Bailey died September 22, 2024, at a rehabilitation facility in New York. He died after a fall at home at the age of 67. He was known for roles in many Broadway shows, including Jelly's Last Jam, Sophisticated Ladies, and My One and Only. Bailey is also being remembered for the devastating fall he took in 2008 from the rafters onto the stage just before a performance of The Little Mermaid. He was severely injured and his career was cut short. TV personality, actor, singer, and writer Eduardo Xol died September 20th, 2024 at a hospital in Palm Springs, California. He died of injuries sustained in a stabbing at the age of 58. He was best known as a garden and landscaping designer on 7 seasons of Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Xol is also being remembered as an actor on Mexican telenovelas who had a recording career and wrote a monthly column for People en Español. Actress Dame Maggie Smith died September 27, 2024 at a London hospital at the age of 89. Her incredible acting career spanned 7 decades and included 2 Oscars for The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie and California Suite, as well as 3 Emmy Awards for her beloved late career role in Downton Abbey. Smith is being remembered for her iconic turn as Professor Minerva McGonagall in all 8 of the Harry Potter films. In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 12 years ago this week, singer Andy Williams died at the age of 84. He was known for hits like Days of Wine and Roses, Butterfly, and his signature song Moon River. 16 years ago this week, actor Paul Newman died at the age of 83. He was one of Hollywood's greatest stars, beloved for such movies as Cool Hand Luke, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and The Sting. 33 years ago this week, Theodore Geisel, better known as Dr. Seuss, died at the age of 87. Generations of children have loved his whimsical books like The Cat in the Hat and Green Eggs and Ham. 50 years ago this week, author Jacqueline Suzanne died at the age of 56. Her best-selling novels included Valley of the Dolls and Once Is Not Enough. Singer and actor Marvin Lee Aday, better known as Meatloaf, was born 77 years ago this week. He died in January 2022 at the age of 74. He had a smash hit with I'd Do Anything for Love, But I Won't Do That, and he was one of the stars of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Puppeteer and filmmaker Jim Henson was born 88 years ago this week. He died in May 1990 at the age of 53. He created The Muppets, made famous on Sesame Street and The Muppet Show. He was the performer of Kermit the Frog, and he directed such movies as The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. Actor Wilford Brimley was born 90 years ago this week. He died in August 2020 at the age of 85. He was known for roles in movies like The Thing, The Natural, and Cocoon. Singer and songwriter Leonard Cohen was born 90 years ago this week. He died in November 2016 at the age of 82. His poetic lyrics made classics of songs like Bird on the Wire, Suzanne, and Hallelujah. Journalist Barbara Walters was born 95 years ago this week. She died in December 2022 at the age of 93. As the longtime co-host of 2020, she was known for her insightful interviews with celebrities. Fitness guru Jack LaLanne was born 110 years ago this week. He died in January 2011 at the age of 96. He was a pioneer of physical fitness and healthy eating who spent decades inspiring people to live healthier lives. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in Kentucky have been lowered to honor the memory of Russell County Sheriff's Deputy Joshua Phipps, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Indiana have been lowered to honor the memory of Newton County Corporal Brandon Schreiber, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Alabama have been lowered to honor the memory of former state senator Priscilla Dunn. Flags in Massachusetts have been lowered to honor the memory of U.S. Marine Corps Private First Class Irwin King, who was killed in action on Guadalcanal during World War II. His remains were recently identified and returned home for burial. Flags in Massachusetts have also been lowered to honor the memory of Private Kwok K. Woo, who was killed in action in Germany during World War II. His remains were recently identified and returned home for burial. Flags in Missouri have been lowered to honor the memory of Kansas City Fire Department firefighter-paramedic Kyle Brinker. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory, online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. You can also follow Legacy.com on Facebook and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.